So hi.
Hey.
DJ WAXTAX-N, I want to start by asking you, where did that name come from?
Well, my name was DJ Dre to start off with, and I wanted something a little different. I kept running into DJ Dre's. So I wanted to just do something a little different. So I started off, I called myself DJ Dre the Wax Taxer. And it was cool. I went to the club, said, my name is DJ Wax Taxer. I announced myself as that. And then the host, he changed it up. He said, we got DJ WAXTAX and that ass Dre on the turntable. I'm like, wow. So I like that. And so I ran with that. But when I got in radio in '96, you couldn't say WAXTAX and that ass on the radio.
Right.
So I just cut it down and said WAXTAX and Dre.
Okay. That makes sense.
And people think it's 3 people or 2 people, but I like the mystery behind the name. So, yeah.
Now, how long have you been DJing?
Woo! If I could say this on the radio, on this. About 20 years.
That's a long time.
A long time. Yes.
That's good.
It's a little longer than that, but I'm going to just say 20 years. That's good. I don't want to scare nobody.
Now, was this your dream? How did this come about?
Actually, I used to break dance back in the day. Me and my partner, we used to break dance. We used to love the music so much. And it's like, he had a turntable. I had one turntable. He had a turntable and a mixer. We bought it all together and just started playing around with it. And next thing you know, hey, can you DJ my party? Like, well, we only got 3 records, but we'll do the best we can. So, yeah, it started off like that.
Now, how did you get started with Radio 1?
Well, Radio 1, it was kind of funny how I got in. Actually, it started off at Bell Broadcasting in '96. That's who had originally owned it. And I knew somebody that was on the radio. I knew somebody that knew somebody was on the radio. So I was like, hey, man, put me on. So I went down to a club and auditioned on the radio.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I talked to the guy afterwards. He said, you did good, and we'll talk to you later. So a week went by, and I'm like, okay, I haven't heard from him. I called my buddy up, to call his buddy. So he did that, and was on the 3-way. He said, you don't listen to my radio station? I said, yes, I listen to your radio station. He was like, well, turn on the radio right now. So they played a commercial, and it said, our new DJ, WAXTAX-N Dre. I'm like, ah! I was jumping up in the room. So I got hired. I didn't even know I was hired.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of cool, yeah.
Anyone inspire you?
The people I used to look up, they're old school legends. The Wizard, Dwayne the Mix Bradley. Those are my inspirees. Yeah, they inspire me. Yeah. That's about it. Those are my favorites.
Okay. Now, what was the most highlight of your career?
Probably when I got hired on radio. I've done so many parties. It's hard to just say one highlight. I had a whole lot of opportunities, but probably getting hired on radio was probably my biggest one.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was the most terrible moment you had?
I have terrible moments almost every night.
Really? Okay.
Well, DJing at the clubs, you just never know what people are going to say. People say inappropriate things to you. You just never know what you're going to get. As soon as they come up to you and ask a question, they can say something very smart. They can say something very good. Or, you just never know. So every night can be a bad night.
Okay. Yeah. Now you do parties, you do clubs. What other service do you provide?
I do this on the side sometimes. I do like kickboxing mixes. I do Zumba mixes, cheerleading mixes. I don't do it often because it takes a whole lot of time, but that's little things I do on the side. What else I do? Well, I was a cook.
Oh, really?
Okay. I'm not cooking anymore. I cook for myself now. That's pretty much it I do on the side right now. It's all DJing pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Did you attend college?
I did go to college. I went to a couple trade schools. I went to Detroit Business Institute. I went to ITT Tech, and those are the only schools I went to. Yeah, they were both good. I had a good time in those schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what equipment do you use?
Equipment do I use? Well, I'm old school. I still have turntables.
Mm-hmm.
So, nowadays they have like a lot of new equipment coming out. It's called they got controllers that controls the computers and everything. It's really nice. I'm going to get into that soon, but right now I keep it real with the turntable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
One last thing.
Yes.
What advice do you have for other upcoming DJs? What do you want to tell them? What advice can you give them to help them in the future to become this great DJ?
Well, practice, practice, practice. Get to know your music. Your music, if you have to know your music in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, practicing is very important. Knowing how to count bars, knowing how to mix and key, knowing how to scratch if you want to scratch, and mixing. So it's a lot of practice, and it's a lot of fun too. I had a lot of fun doing it.
And would you be able to show me a preview, a small, tiny preview?
I can show you a little something, something.
Blue light, you already heard the bro. Keep a count on his life at all times. Cause young, they trying. See him be like, huh? What? How? What? On the way, smash the gas. How my legs, your way, give $1,000 wine. Millionaire mind, $5,000 way. I only get loud around this gang. One time to for real, you ain't got it. Like I'm on a run around, like big fish.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much. That was great.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.